Registration. Registrazione in corso. Okay. Welcome everybody to our last webinar. It's a wrap-up webinar. We're really happy to see you all here. And we will give the other trainers some time to join us and also the last participants. In the meantime, Chiara, in general, we received some feedbacks and some questions from participants and so on. And I think with Chiara, we prepared a small sum up of everything. And Chiara, I think you can share your screen. I should give you permission, I think. Perfect. You're muted, but yeah. We can see your Zoom. Okay, perfect. So we gathered together.
See my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen, Chiara. We gathered together all the presentation, all the questions that we got, and we will have a short sum up from Chiara and then also from Sophia and from Svetla that are in our waiting list. They are joining us right now. Chiara, I think you can start in the meantime. I will join you because I have also some answers to some questions that I got. And hello, Sophia. Hello, Svetla.
Hi, Florian.
Hello. Perfect. So, Chiara, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. So
Voilà.
Let's start. I will repeat the main themes and aspects of our webinars. I hope you are ready. So we started our journey talking about the definition of digital marketing. So as we can see, digital marketing is also called online marketing, and it is the promotion of brands to connect with potential customer using the internet and other forms of digital communication. This includes not only email, social media, and web-based advertising, but also text and multimedia messages as a marketing channel. In digital marketing, the first step is the idea. You have to have an innovative idea to sell a product, but another important aspect is the target that you have to choose. For example, the target can be animals, but also humans. After choosing the target audience, you can decide if you prefer selling a traditional product or a fashionable one. So if we are talking about traditional product, we can say that it is a product which is very spread and that you can find everywhere. So the presentation of this product is very important. The answer of this kind of product is, why do I buy a traditional product on this specific website? And of course, the answer is that the way that you present your product is very interesting and not common. When we talk about fashionable product, it is important to do some research to understand the typical trends of the moment. You have to adapt yourself and the products, of course, to changing situations. It is important also to understand the reasoning behind the idea. Only after having strongly inside your mind the idea's value, you can write a business plan and brainstorm a business name. The business plan is important for organization, direction of your business, and of course, face the obstacles and problems. We also focus on the business structure, understanding that there are different options such as a sole proprietorship, partnership, corporation, limited liability company, or you can also open your own franchise. Now it is important to repeat the meaning of needs, because we have to remember that needs are not wishes. They depend on the context, they have a specific target, and are connected to other needs. Needs can be physical or psychological. Products have to have some requirements such as functionality, design, transparency and fairness, price, reliability, option, convenience, performance, information, experience, compatibility, and of course, accessibility. Another important useful tool is the needs analysis, so that it is possible identifying problems, areas of improvement, causes of discomfort, for example, and development of human capacity. There are other ways to investigate the customer's needs. We can use customer survey, but also social media. Regarding customer surveys, we can say that the survey has to be very specific and clear if the information is to be known property. You can make your survey, for example, through Google Form, Nice Replay, and other tools. Regarding social media, we can say that it is very positive if you have an account on social media. We have to remember that we are living in a digital area. So we can say that there are many reasons. For example, customers want to be in touch. This is a way to create a strong relationship and loyalty with customers, and you can understand their needs better because you know them, even if in a social way, of course. Regarding the theme contact, it is possible to talk about direct response marketing, which is a type of marketing strategy where the goal is to encourage an immediate response from customer in order to quickly generate new leads, for example, by calling a number, visiting a website, or taking some other desired action. This process must be as simple as possible so that no doubt is left in the mind of the customer regarding what you want them to do. Make the direction simple and specific. There are channels like digital email marketing, SMS, and of course, newsletter. Newsletter is a periodic information update that a company, an organization, public or private, or an association of our working groups sends to a specific target group, such as users, customers, or members, updating them on its activities. It can also contain one piece of information or notice at a time. Business online competition is increases nowadays, and to stay on the top, you have to connect with your customers. If you don't do that, they might go to your competitors. One of the best websites to create a newsletter is Canva, and you can find a very interesting and useful, let's say, video regarding how you can make the newsletter on Canva in our first webinar. As in other jobs, of course, there are risks in business. It is necessary to remember that risks have not only negative consequences. In fact, risks are at the same time generation of opportunities. We are talking about, in this case, upside risks. Thinking about risks only in a negative way is not good, because it can have as a consequence the decision-making immobility. How is it possible to prevent the risk? The answer is risk management. Risk management means chief risk officer, who is called also risk manager, and is the one who is the responsible for the risks in a company. Business impact analysis, which has the purpose to identify the potential risk that the company has to face when it meets obstacles and to develop one or more strategies to minimize these risks. We can also talk about research, which means to conduct small research of various crises that similar companies and their marketing teams have faced so far. This is a very important aspect because this will help you so much, because you will, it's like you will know how the other manage the situation. So they can be like an example for you. So you can learn from the positive or negative experiences the other business activity lived. And finally, we can talk about the contingency plan, which is a document that outlines the steps to be taken and the stakeholders to be considered when a disruptive event takes place. This plan should be prepared before the disruptive event. So, for example, during a calm situation. Now we will concentrate on the break-even analysis, which is equal to fixed cost divided by average price minus variable cost. To realize the money I need, I have to calculate the fixed cost and the variable cost, and if it is possible to reduce them. After this operation, you have to understand what volumes or goods you have to sell in order to be profitable. One of the most important priorities for the companies is to focus on the digital risks, so on the data loss, data breach. As I said before, we are living in the digital area, so it is important to protect the business from cybercrime. Cybercrime is an underestimated phenomenon, and we can see this, for example, some situation. We often forget to change password with proper frequency or deactivated the credential of employees who are no longer employed. There is not only the classic virus, there are also other ways to damage the companies. We can find programs that spread through the computer, malware, which is like an operation unit, spyware, which spies on your computer, and also Trojan, which is like an authentic app. To prevent this kind of risk and to neutralize viruses, we should use these following tools: cyber risk assessment and insurance policy. Now we will talk about startup. The startup is a new company or a company that has just gone public. Usually, startup in the initial state attract capital for private investors and then can work in the financial market. In financial language, a freshman is a company that it is new in the financial world. So we can say that the startup is a freshman. As everything, also the startup has a circle of life. We have the pre-seed and bootstrap, the seed, the early stage, the early growth, the growth, and the exit. The main characteristics of a startup are replicability, that refers to the ability of the business model to be repeatable in its processes when it has been validated on the market or on a small scale. The business model can also be replicated in different time frames and in different geographical areas. Other characteristic is the temporariness. Regarding the temporariness, startup's purpose is to grow up very quickly and become a big enterprise thanks to the innovative product. Scalability means growing exponentially using the few resources available. And last but not least, we can talk about innovation. Regarding innovation, we have to remember that by their nature, startups are born to create a new market, so to innovate. When we talk about scalability, we also talk about the smoke test, which is a test used by computer programmers in order to evaluate the effectiveness of the basic function of a software. And in our case, the purpose of the smoke test is the same, but of course, regarding the products. Now we will see another important aspect that characterizes our business, the mindset. The mindset is the habitual state of mind of an individual. The mindset is very helpful because it can deal with uncertainty. In fact, it drives the company and its individuals to find new solutions. Having a startup mindset becomes essential to adapt to an uncertain and complex market, trying to adapt its product or service and its organization to make demands. The mindset can be divided into two kinds. The first one is the fixed mindset. So the mentality is not very open to change and to new challenges. The second one is the growth mindset, a mindset based on positivity, change, and confrontation. Adopting this mindset allows the entrepreneur to understand when it is important to study in order to continuously improve. Before we talk about the characteristic a startup should have, so now I want to focus on a particular and very important characteristic, accessibility. When we talk about digital accessibility, we refer to the ability of an app, website, or software to be accessible for people who have a disability affecting their vision, hearing, cognition, and or motor functions. Let's focus on the universal design, which is very helpful. The meaning is communicate necessary information effectively. Regarding the universal design, we should follow its principles, which are equitable use, flexibility in use, simple and intuitive use, perceptible information, tolerance for error, low physical efforts, and science and space for approach and use. Remember that the Convention on the Rights of People with Disability is a comprehensive human rights document that includes a direct reference to the right of all people to have equal access to communications technology. So it is very important to follow this aspect in our business. Now I want to talk with you regarding the digital sobriety. For digital marketing, digital sobriety is fundamental, but we have to be careful because, of course, digital tools and digital stuff are very hard to manage. There are lots of characteristics that we have to follow. So I hope that this division for you is clear and you can understand better all these aspects that characterize this huge work. So what do we mean with digital sobriety? It means to become more aware of how to use technology in a more sustainable way. This is the goal of digital sobriety, to promote the use of the internet and technology in a more conscious and responsible way, rather than eliminating them entirely, because we know that we are living in a digital area, so it is impossible to eliminate digital things. In other words, we can say that digital sobriety means learning to reduce one's ecological digital footprint and, of course, CO2 emission in everyday life. All these were the topics of the first webinar. So now we will start the sum up of the second webinar. I want to focus our attention on the digital marketing. We started with the definition of the digital marketing, but now we will see deeper the details. Marketing is not advertising, is not sales, and is not branding, because most of the times people confuse marketing with these three other, with the meaning of these words. Now I want to focus on the role of marketing. The role of digital marketing is to identify customers, satisfy customers, and retain customers. Regarding the satisfaction and the retirement, we have to remember project visual identity, different levels of dissemination and impact. We can consider the newsletter, the topic of before, a way to dissemination, cooperative and collaborative work process, use of different channels and supports, and accessibility, and we saw accessibility a few minutes ago. To implement marketing strategies, this method can be very useful for you. SMART. S is for specific. The questions that can help you are, for example, what, where, and how. M is for measurable. We have to know when the goals are reached, so feedback is very important. There are different tools, for example, Google Analytics and Hotjar. A is for attainable. The question that can help you is who. R is for relevant. And last but not least, T is for time-based. The question that can help you is when. Another element that can help you is the SWOT analysis, which is a planning tool. We use SWOT analysis in order to understand the internal and external factors. Internal factors are, for example, strengths and weaknesses. So financial, technical, competition position, human resources, product lines. The external factors are opportunities and threats. Technology, competition, economic, political, legal, social trends also. Before, regarding the satisfaction, the retirement, on the few dots, we saw the word impact. Impact is very important. In fact, the impact assessment is an essential part of the process. Through it, the result obtained can be determined and guidelines and recommendations for future improvements can be generated. The definition of appropriate indicators related to the different product activities is crucial. They should be foreseen at the beginning of the project and form part of the overall dissemination plan. Such indicators may be both quantitative, so numbers and percentages, but also qualitative. In this case, they are related to the perceptions of participation and experiences, and ideally should also be easily measurable. Remember that impact goes beyond results, so be very careful about this aspect. Now I want to change the topic and to talk about SEO. What is the meaning of SEO? The SEO encompasses all activities aimed at improving organically the visibility of a website on search engines through better positioning. To improve the position, you can use the search engine marketing, which are the activities aimed at increasing the visibility and the traceability of a website through search engines, for example, Google AdWords. But you can also use the search engine report page, abbreviated as SERP. The position of the links in the SERP becomes a crucial element for the success of a site and thus of its ranking strategy on Google. Now we will focus on the fundamental factors of ranking. We have the relevance, which means also popularity, reputation, which is the number of followers on social media, for example, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and backlinks. Backlinks, I think it is the most important aspect of this slide. So I will focus a little bit more on backlinks. Backlinks are links leading to a certain web page. And I will talk you later. We have also reliability, good content, relevant keywords, a good number of backlinks, site loading speed, page usability. So how it is possible to get backlinks? We have to share the articles you publish on your site, for example, on relevant and important sites and on social network. This is the reason why it is important to have also a social media account. Exchange links to your page with other blogs and sites. In this way, both sides is involved in the exchange of visits with acquire a backlinks. It's like an exchange. So I win, you win. By advertising space on well-known signs. And last but not least, activity participate in forums, sites, or blog. You will receive more visits. In the case of forum, you can put the link to your page in your signature. The last topic we talk about is connected to social media, as I told you before. And I think that my colleague Floria can explain a little bit better than me how to use hashtag and filters to improve our viewers.
Thank you, Chiara. I think it was really great that you sum up a little bit our two webinars, since I know that you received a lot of questions about the topic and a lot of people wanted to know more about the topics that you talked about, and also because in the second webinar we had some small problems with the connection, so this was a really great sum up. Thank you very much. I think you can stop sharing your screen. And I will be really short in my presentation. We talked about social media, especially about Facebook and about Instagram. I think most of the people understood more or less what was the main aspects to consider, but we received two great questions, which were if there are any additional free online courses about the use of social media for marketing, and also if there are any free courses about public speaking. So, sorry, I just wanted to give you some examples. Basically, the answer is yes. If we talk more specifically, I looked up a little bit what was on the internet, and I found some better, some worse courses, and I'm going just to show you the ones that I found most interesting. One is Career Foundry, where you have the 7 best free digital marketing courses in 2023. So actually, I think it's really innovative and up to date. And here they explain you exactly what you're going to find inside of your course and what can be the outcomes. I think there was one I wanted to show you. I think it was this one. Yeah, if you click, and you can click to the link and it will bring you directly to, for example, Digital Marketing Associate. It's directly promoted by Meta Blueprint, which is connected also to Facebook. And usually you have to sign up to the courses, but they are free. So you just sign up and you have, you see the progression of your course and how it is, and you have practice tests, and you have also a virtual instructor. LED in case. So this was one side. I will leave you then. Okay, you have the registration then, and our platform will be ready. So you will find all the material in the online platform that we are going to develop. So Career Foundry was the first one. The second one was Udemy. Udemy offers a free digital marketing basic course, and here we have more. It's also again to subscribe. It's in English, but I think you can also change somewhere the languages. I'm not completely sure. And you will have video online content. So it's not just reading, but you will have also more visual content. This was the second one. So Udemy with y.com. And the third one was Introduction to Digital Marketing. This is promoted by mygreatlearning.com. Enroll for free, you have to sign up. It's for beginners, so there is not too much, how can I say, it's a basic approach for beginners, so nothing to worry about. And you will have also a certificate that guarantees you some feedback and topics that are covered as CEO and SEM, which Chiara already talked about: content marketing, social media marketing, automated marketing, affiliate marketing, and pay-per-click. So you have more information than we provided here. And regarding public speaking, I think we talked with Chiara. The question was really interesting in one hand. On the other hand, you know, public speaking has many aspects. So there are, do you want a course about confidence? You need a course about really speaking techniques. You have really different aspects that you can consider when we speak about public speaking. We found two free courses that you can attend, actually two sites where you can attend. One is promoted by Google Digital Garage. It's a public speaking in public in general. It's really general class. It's one module. It's just 1 hour. It's for beginners. It's free. And you have video tutorials also here with unlimited access and assessments for your practice also. And the last thing, and then I'm done. This one I'm really fan of. It's edup.com. 10 public speaking training courses. Here, actually 12. This one is a great site where to find more content about public speaking. Also because it explains you what you have at the end of the course. So ways to speak confidentially, or for example, enunciation, active listening, confidence building, and so on. So you have the link, you can be redirected to the site, and it tells you, okay, in this case, for example, for the motivational and public speaking, you have to pay $50 with no certification, but for the speaking in public in general, it's free. Most of the sites that are on this site are free. So this one, I'm really, how do I say, encouraging you to visit. And that's from our part. I know that it was not completely exhaustive, but it's a start. And I think now Sophia or Svetla have some questions to answer. I don't know who wants to go first. Maybe, I don't know.
You decide.
You decide. Yeah, exactly.
I decide. Okay. So Svetla, it's your turn.
Okay.
Hello.
Don't check the chat then. Leave it for afterwards. Okay. Don't check the chat.
Okay.
So I hope that you hear me well, because I have some troubles with my connection, and now we try to answer the question by phone. So because the business plan is not so easy to make it. Probably for these reasons, we received the question about is there is some free digital tools that can support to design this business plan in all parts of this business plan. Unfortunately, it is my opinion, each business plan is very personally structured and it depends on the field of the business. And for these reasons, there are no unique tool or unique design or some basic tool that can help us for start our best business plan. But there are several really good templates that we can use. For example, we can use this template for the part of probably marketing plan or strategic planning, or we can use for the part of the product development or for the what to make with our startup. It is page 3 in the presentation that I can share.
So it's this one, no? I know. The first
this one.
Okay, perfect.
Yes. Okay. It is this one. There is some tools that can help us to better visualize our idea. When we have some good idea in our mind and we want to share it with our partners or our cousin, probably, we must good visualize our idea, to good visualize our business plan and to share with others. And for this, we can use some of the Canva templates. There is some good ones made by authors. And if we want to make better tools or to share something most important, we have sites, platforms, and other digital tools, but they are paid one. So if we want to make a good business plan, but we don't know how and what to include in our business plan, because to make some good business plan, we must know what to include in this plan. But if we don't know and we look for easy decision for this or some tips to make it, we can pay for some of the platforms for business plan. I give some of them. The first one is called BizPlan. The BizPlan, it's a step-by-step business plan builder, but there is no free trial. And for this reason, we must first to pay, and after that to see it is useful for us. The other one is named Katos. It's okay for the startup businesses, but there is a various also paid plans. You can customize your business plan here, but the pricing is really not expensive. It's something about $10 or $5 by monthly payment. So it's not a big investigation. The other tools is Business Plan Pro. There is more than 500 business templates according the field of your business. If you want to start some business in travel or tourism, transport, food, or something else, there is a good template, but here is another one, paid option. It's around 100 or 160 euro according the package that you can choose. Nloop, it is a good platform, but it's good for the financial aspects of the process. So if you don't understand something of your financial part of your business plan, okay, you can use only this Nloop. It's okay for those who wants to start business, but they can really plan investigation of the business and the profit of this. And the last one is Mouse Master Plan. It is an Australian solution. It's a really user-friendly interface, but for these reasons, probably it's expensive for startup or small business. It is appropriate for some big investigation in the beginning if you have the money for this. And with this, I hope that the first question about the free or paid digital tools for making a good business plan will be helpful. The second question is very interesting too. Are there any European funding opportunities for potential individual young entrepreneurs? There are several things, but the most important here is that we must note that often different calls are open for different areas of business. Regularly search for information for calls for something new coming from the European Commission or from the Erasmus programs is a good choice, because this information is updated regularly. So if we need some funding opportunities, we must check again and again and again, because it's not only for one search. If we have a funding for probably opening a travel agency or not, probably right now they will not able to grant some kind of business, but after 3 months, the tourism or the travel industry will become again a priority for the European Union, and for this reason, probably some calls will be open. There is a call for the third parties. Here we speak about startup. Probably when you want to make some digital innovation or to make business in digital innovation area. And there is a wide variety of European calls for funding in this specific area. And here it is important for me to note that when we look for the funding, we must look not only for the material funding for our business, but we must choose some non-monetary opportunity for collaboration and training, because to make a good business or to make a good business plan, it's not necessary to have the full funding for our startup. It's necessary to have the partners, the vision, the experience of other people to make it better. I try to find some tips for those who want to start their own business by some European funding. The first one is EASME, because they manage 4 funding programs. It's on behalf of the European Commission, and that they support small business, non-profit sector, many organizations with very wide range of projects. And to get funding for your project, you must identify the relevant call of proposal of or projects, and carefully following the specific guidelines for each call, because each call have some specification. In if we are not able to understand what it is necessary to know to be candidate for this call, probably we must talk with some external organization who work with this calls, and to help us to promote our business idea and to acquire this funding. The other opportunity is this accelerator. It's a very popular like a funding opportunity because it concerns small business, again, small companies, a startup. I give the link to the organization. It's the link about how to find this accelerator. There is such a different organization like association or public bodies who can help to receive some funding according the country or the field of business. So if we look for some fundings, we must look around some association or confederation or something like that, not just the European Commission or Erasmus programs or something else like that. The third question is, are there any additional free online courses about how to use social media for marketing? I think that Chiara already answered into you, of course, about marketing and how to use social media. But about this question, more courses who are good ones, they are paid courses. There are some free courses for the social media and how to use it for our business. But I try to look some of them. The first lesson is free. The second one it's not, or the first or two lessons are free, but after this you must pay for the others. However, there is a site named Coursera. I like it personally because they post several courses about media, marketing, social media, all type of advertising, and the cost of these courses is really minimal. It's something about 10 or 15 euro or dollars or something like that, or 20 for the whole course. So it's not expensive option. And if someone want to be good in social media marketing in the beginning or in the business, so visit Coursera, find some typical course for marketing. There is several European universities that from time to time offer really free courses about marketing and social media, but it's depending on our country of residence. Here in Bulgaria, we have one or two universities that regularly offers some free courses of from 5 to 10% candidates, but we must fill some application form. I find Italian, Spanish, and Greek universities that offer these options for the free courses. So in brief, if we look for the free marketing course, look on the university website, and don't forget, for me it's very important to note that there are many Erasmus co-financed projects that have published free materials and free courses on the official website of their project. So if we are interested to receive good educational training or good training course about marketing and social media, we must look for the Erasmus partnership in this area. The second question is, what is a SWOT analysis? Chiara already explained much more about SWOT. I will note in brief that this SWOT analysis is very important to make our business plan and to make it good. And for us, it's important to know when we start a business, what are our strengths, what are our weaknesses, what are our opportunities for our development, and of course the threats. In brief, this abbreviation SWOT, it's about strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. When we make a new brand, we know that we have some advantage, because when we start a business, we know that we are good in some field. When I want to start a business to sell the cars. Probably my strength is that I know very good the car specification, the industry, the whole market, and probably my advantage will be all of my know-how that I possessed to sell cars. But probably we have some weaknesses in this field, and we must note very carefully our weakness, because it's very easily to know what are our good part, the positive things of our business, of our idea. But when we make our business plan, we know that we have some weakness, and we must be really realistic about what to do to be better. And for this reason, we must note carefully in what we are not so good. We are not so good to give a good price. We are not good to sell new cars. We are not good in communication with people, or we are not good in that we don't have a good website, or we don't have good stuff for selling the cars. So it's important things about the opportunities. We must take advantage of each business and each area, and we must look for the future trends. We must look what our competitors do. We must think about if our plan A it's not working very well. Okay, what's next? Do you have plan B? What can we do according some new laws or some new restrictions who comes from the European level or for our country authorities? So opportunities can be really good ones for us, but we must know what's next. And about the threats, of course, they are every time some circumstances that we don't know about them. For example, COVID pandemic, okay, it is a threat, but when we open some startup, we can't be advised that COVID pandemic will come and our business will suffer. But when we make this SWOT analysis, we must note the threats that we can imagine right now, because the other things, it's a destiny. So in brief, this is the SWOT analysis, to note all our strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. The second question is, are there any international programs that can help young entrepreneurs? We already give some idea in the previous slide. But for me, it's very interesting here to note the Erasmus for young entrepreneurs, because it is a cross-border program facilitating the exchange of entrepreneur and management experience. This exchange is implemented by a state of newly established companies or potential young entrepreneur with old one, well-experienced entrepreneur running some small or medium or big enterprise in this type in the other country. And this exchange of experience will be very helpful of young people who start their business. And the other thing is association and confederation, because there is some specific ones for the young entrepreneurs, like Young Entrepreneurs Organization of the European Union, and Yes for Europe, the European Confederation of Young Entrepreneurs. There is some association and confederation on local level, so we must look in our country what are the association in our field of work who can help us to go through our business easily in the start. And the final question, it's how young entrepreneurs can deal with the competition. I I will try to answer, because for me the competition is very good thing, and we must not be afraid of this competition, because the competition gives us the desire and to be more motivated to know that competition is not just our direct competitors. It's not weakness. The competition is a good thing, but I note some tips that first we must consider. Do we want our direct competitors to be our competitors, or from time to time we can be partners with them? It is possible or not? If it's possible, why not? And to think out of the box about this competition, because the practice shows that from time to time the biggest competitors became partners from some field of the work. The second is that our marketing efforts must be seen by the right people in the right time, because in another way we lose money and we do not have this positive effect. We must keep an eye of that our competitors do right now and what they do in the future. And if we know what our competitors do, we can improve it, we can do it better if we know the details. In the beginning, it's very difficult for everyone who start the business. But we must be available to our customers, to present our personal touch, and to be very responsible. And every time we must think about personal attitude. If some of our clients have some problem and he call us in 10 o'clock, okay, we pick the phone and we resolve this problem. And for this reason, be responsible. It's not so easy. We must be confident in ourselves, and don't underestimate our work, because our work is important. When we start a business, we have a good idea, so our good idea is a really good one, and for this reason we are the biggest, the best, better than the rest, as they say in one song. And we must be confident in ourselves. We must build a good and stable partnership over the time. In the beginning, it's not so easy to make a quick profit, but some of our partnership can be more fruitful in the next 1, 2, or 3 years. In the beginning, it's not easy to do not think about the money, but from time to time, the easy money in the beginning, it's not the good decision for the future development of our business. And the second tip, it's my favorite, the secret clients. If we scared about our direct competitors and we are not sure what they offer, what they do best from us, or they are not so best, we can go in their office or visit their site, or personally have some meeting with them, or to send our friends and to be a secret client. And after that visit to our competitor's office, probably we can make a brief analysis what they do more better than us, or what they do it's not no better than other service. So there is other things about the how we can deal the competition, but it's really difficult to tell all of this information in brief, because the competition it's all around us, and the business in the market of the business change every time, and every day, each day and each year we must invent new ideas how to deal with this. And I think that is the last one. Yes.
Yes, it is. That I completely agree with you regarding the part of competition. Thank you so much for
Thank you too.
very clear explanation of everything. And I think we have some small short explanations for questions for Sophia.
Yes, thank you so much. I really appreciate your intervention. So, Florian, again, thank you for being the facilitator of this meeting. And if it's possible to share the first link that I shared with the participants in the chat. It's about the perfect. I really love you.
Of course, no problem.
Okay, thank you so much. So one of the questions actually was related with the international opportunities that we can have now that we want actually to invest on entrepreneurship. So I think the first, okay, the small step, a small step for the universe can be the UN volunteers. That means actually, if you want to see how, for example, social enterprises are working, this is a very, very good website. What you have to do actually, you have to upload your CV and wait for it. They are going to correct you. You are going to upload it in English, for example, or in French, and believe me, they are going to correct you. And the correction is going to be made by people actually that they are native speakers in English and in French. There you can find many job opportunities, many volunteer actually opportunities, digital ones. That means that you don't have to, to go in a specific place. And you can understand how, for example, from the marketing process, as Chiara, for example, mentioned, but also for the business perspective, and as Svetla, for example, mentioned again, focused on. And there you can see, thanks for scrolling down. You can see a bunch of opportunities in order to understand what is happening all over the world. So it's, please just do the login. Something very, very important. You never know actually. If for example, you never know if you want in the future also work for the UN, for the United Nations. If it's also this the case, that means even from this, very brief opportunity, you can have, after finishing this volunteering experience, what you can do, you have also a code, a specific code that actually declares that you work for the UN, for the United Nations, an added value also to be added to your profile, to your CV, and wait for it. If in the future you want to apply for a position in the UN, thanks to this code, you can actually verify your working experience. The most important thing is that you will not be left alone. That means actually that you will have a mentor who is going to help you, and also who is going actually to teach you how to write professional emails, which is very important. How you can, for example, even improve your marketing strategy, how you can improve, for example, your risk management strategy that we mentioned. So this is one of the opportunities. Another one, if again Florian can share the second link. Thank you again for being the best facilitators that I have encountered in my whole life.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, no, it's true. So, we tried a lot. We will have also, in the next month, we will have a digital hub. That means an incubator that we can participate. This one is a challenge for you. Actually, do you have an idea? You want to get funded? This is the site. The Young Entrepreneurs Challenge. Again, it's funded by the UN. And wait for it, you are going also to, if you are going to be among the winners, you are going also to win a travel in Brussels. So what you have to do actually, it's totally free. You have to do the registration and then just upload a very short summary and abstract of your business idea. And then you will wait for the results. But even if you are not going to be among the 10 winners, all the participants will have, a badge that they here participate in this challenge. And of course, you will have a free webinar provided by the UN experts, and which is actually related to the challenges that young entrepreneurs are actually facing. So this is also a very good, actually, you can see the prize, you can see the competition criteria. So I think it's a very, very good, actually, opportunity. You remember what actually Chiara mentioned about the SMART, okay, approach. Actually, if you are going to, if you scroll a little bit up, you can see, for example, the thematics. You can see that the criteria, if you go to the criteria, sorry, scroll down now, sorry for that. Scroll down, not up. If you scroll down, go to the, exactly. You can see, for example, here, the competition criteria, which is the viability, the tech innovation, and the sustainability of your project, which actually is very important. These actually three, if I may say, benchmark are very important if you want to move on with your idea, and if you want actually to produce viable entrepreneurial ideas that they will have an impact at a social and also national and European level. Then again, if we go to the, so please be courageous, and please, again, you never know, you can also participate in the challenge. Then the last one, because it was also a question about that, it's the Erasmus for Young Entrepreneurs. It's a very good opportunity, something very important. There is no age limit and there is no time limit. It's without deadlines. Probably it's something unique for us. What you have to do, first of all, think, in a clever way. And what you have to do, actually, you have to apply again. You have to find a host organization, but it can be easy. You can also propose your host organization. You want to work abroad for the host organization of your dreams. You can apply there, and you can, send them an email saying that everything is paid by the European Union. And the most important thing, that you will have the chance to work with them in a junior, of course, position. And the most important, again, things, one of the most important, learn, all the secrets about the business, what's going on in the things that we are interested in. So it's very important also. And something else, if we are going to talk about, for example, the funding, you will be very, very well funded. That means that you will actually receive a salary that is equivalent with a junior position in the hosting country. It has nothing to do with Erasmus mobilities. Just, for example, to give you an example, since we are also, we represent Greece. If somebody, for example, from abroad, from Italy, wants to come to Greece and be part of the Young Entrepreneurs Project, can be paid with 900 euros per month. This is the net, actually. And that means that you will have a position in a business that is expert in the field that you want to apply, and you will also to implement your business idea. And this can be, one, for example, of a lifetime opportunities in order to get actual experience in the field. So that's all about the website and the first question. The other questions, so we can stop sharing. The other question actually has to do with this SWOT. What is a SWOT analysis? The problem is the SWOT analysis actually, to be honest, I do it twice per month. It's like, a checklist in order to verify which are the strengths of your business idea, which are the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats. Now, the new tendency is not talking anymore about threats, but about challenges. So one of the challenges can be the competitors. The competitors actually can be your collaborators, which is very, very important. That means actually that you can gain from the competition. You can understand how actually other with similar ideas in the field, they can they work, and you can implement, adopt, or adjust your ideas. So I don't know if I have any other questions, but I think this were for my field, for example. And the most important one, yeah, I forgot it. The most important was related with how, for example, the young entrepreneurs can cope with, all these challenges and the problem, and how they can resist. You have to be, persistent. You have to wait a little bit in order your company to flourish. You have to have passions, which is very, very important. And also, you have to have a vision. Just wait for it, and believe me, it's gonna flourish. It's gonna grow. We have to be positive. Even when you are not going to find in the beginning, donations. You are not going to find donors or your investor angels. It doesn't matter. You can come up even by a regression in your company. You can find new ideas. You can also understand what is going wrong and how you can improve it. In general, just to also mention the statistic from Eurostat. In general, the first 2 years of the lifetime of a company are the regressive ones. Then, if you are going to insist, and if you're going to find out what is going wrong, it has to do probably with the marketing, policy that you adopt. It has to do also with the vision. It has to do also with the aims of your company that you have a little bit to readjust. If you're going to insist, then after the 3rd year, just check the Eurostat for me. After the 3rd year means that what actually is happening. After the 3rd year, to be honest, the majority of social enterprises are defined as sustainable, because that means that their founders have found the solution to move on with a viable, enterprise, with an enterprise that will have a social impact. Not only at national level, but also at an international one. And I think I answered to all the questions. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes,
Flori?
absolutely. You answered everything. Thank you, Sophia, so much, especially for your expertise and for your personal experience. That's absolutely necessary, and we need these stories. So thank you very much. One last thing, since we were talking about digital marketing and, we used this time, I would like to invite you to like and share our Facebook page, and also our Facebook page is here under, you can find it Enter for Innovation or Enter Erasmus Plus Project. And we are also on Instagram. We need your support, we need your follow, and you can keep up to date with all our next results, with all our next steps. So Enter Erasmus Project on Instagram, like and share. And I think we can say this was an extreme success, this last webinar. Thank you, everyone, for this second 6 webinars about entrepreneurship, digital marketing, and so on. Thank you, Chiara. Thank you, Sophia. Thank you, Svetla. Thank you for all the participants. And I think we can stop here. Are there any other questions?
No, thank you for everything. You are really perfect.
Thank you.
It's true. It's not a compliment. It's a fact.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay. So thank you, everyone. Have a nice evening. Have a nice holiday, and enjoy your families, enjoy your friends, enjoy everything. And see you soon on our social medias. Bye-bye.